If you enjoy this video and you feel as if we earned your subscription, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you and enjoy the video.
Antarctica, a world of white and blue stretching to an endless horizon. It's the coldest, driest, and highest continent on Earth, a place of breathtaking beauty, where colossal icebergs drift and the southern lights dance across a sky filled with stars. But this beauty is a mask, hiding a nature so hostile, so utterly unforgiving it feels alien. Every shimmering ice crystal conceals a threat. This isn't just a place on a map, it's a final frontier, a fortress of solitude that has guarded its secrets for millennia. They say it's a continent for science and international cooperation. But spend one night out on the ice and you start to feel something else. A presence, a weight, a silence that isn't empty at all. The sheer scale of it is designed to make you feel insignificant, a tiny anomaly in a realm of absolute cold. The air is so pure it burns your lungs, and the silence is so deep it rings in your ears. This is a land of extremes and it demands respect, but it also raises questions. Why is this place so fiercely protected? What is worth guarding at the very bottom of the world? I've traveled the globe searching for answers in forgotten tombs and lost cities. But nothing prepares you for Antarctica. The clues aren't carved in stone, they're buried under miles of solid ice. The stories aren't written in ancient texts. They're whispered in classified documents and hushed conversations among those who have seen things they can't explain. The official narrative of penguins and polar research just doesn't add up. This continent doesn't just challenge your body, it challenges your perception of reality. The true map of Antarctica remains hidden, locked away in secure vaults, far from public view. The real question is, what is Antarctica? Out here, survival is a full-time job. The moment you lose focus, the continent takes you. The cold is a predator, seeping through the tiniest gap in your gear, numbing your fingers and toes. Minus 40 degrees is a good day. With wind chill, it drops to minus 100. At those temperatures, exposed skin freezes in seconds. Your gear is your life support. One torn glove, one broken zipper, and the clock starts ticking. Then there's the whiteout. Sky, ground, and air merge into a seamless, disorienting void. No horizon, no shadows, no sense of direction. Vertigo sets in, and men have died just yards from safety. In a whiteout, even the best GPS can't save you from a hidden crevasse. The landscape is a minefield. What looks solid can be a snow bridge over a chasm hundreds of feet deep. Every traverse is a calculated risk. We probe the snow, listening, praying we don't hear the hollow thud of empty space. The constant tension grinds you down. You learn to walk differently, to read the snow, to trust your gut. And then there's the wildlife. On the coasts, leopard seals, apex predators, hunt with intelligence and aggression. They've been known to puncture boats and drag people off the ice. You are an intruder in their world, and they make sure you know it. Every element from the microscopic ice crystals to the 1,000-pound predators is a reminder, you do not belong here. Antarctica is not just a test of endurance, it's a war against the elements. The continent is always waiting for a mistake. Out here, nature is not indifferent, it's actively hostile. You survive by respecting the land and by never letting your guard down, because in Antarctica, the margin for error is zero. Day 17. We were charting a new route across the Ellsworth land plateau. The weather was stable. We moved in 2 snowcats, engines rumbling against the silence. Suddenly, the second vehicle stalled. Frank, our engineer, went back to help. I stayed, running system checks. Then I felt it. A deep vibration, a groan from the heart of the ice, a sharp crack. A fracture line raced across the snow toward us. The ice shelf was calving. Frank and the others were stranded on the wrong side of a growing chasm. Panic is a luxury you can't afford. Training kicked in. I fired up the engine, backing away from the fracture. Over the radio, Frank shouted, "Go! Get to stable ice!" The gap widened. They were on a newly formed iceberg, drifting out to sea. I made a choice. Reckless, maybe stupid. I turned the snowcat, searching for a place to jump the chasm. The radar showed a spot where a smaller ice block jammed the fissure. A precarious bridge. It was a 1-in-a-million shot. The snowcat bounced and slid, alarms screaming. I radioed my plan. Frank's response, "Don't you dare." But I was already committed. I hit the accelerator, aiming for the bridge. The front tracks hit the ice block. For a second we were suspended over the abyss. Then, with a lurch, the rear tracks caught. We were across, we had made it. But the ordeal was far from over. Antarctica doesn't forgive mistakes. It just waits for the next one. Every decision out here is life or death. And sometimes survival means risking everything for your team. That's the reality of the ice. Out here, you're always one misstep from oblivion. After the ice shelf incident, things got strange. We set up a new base camp. One night, I was on watch. The sky was clear. Then I saw them. 3 points of orange light in a perfect triangle hovering over the Sentinel range. They held position, then shot upwards and vanished. I thought I was seeing things. But 2 nights later, Frank saw them too. The lights moved at impossible speeds, making right-angle turns. Frank, a man of science, just stared in disbelief. We knew we were seeing something that wasn't supposed to be here. Then came the anomalies. Sudden, localized weather shifts, micro-blizzards that appeared and vanished. Our equipment began to fail. Magnetometers spun wildly, GPS signals dropped, radios filled with rhythmic static. It felt like the continent itself was interfering with us. The most unnerving was the sound, a deep, resonant hum, felt in your bones more than heard. It seemed to emanate from deep beneath the ice, steady and powerful. We tried to triangulate the source, but it was everywhere and nowhere at once. The official explanation, icequakes. But this was different, rhythmic, artificial. Antarctica was revealing its secrets, and they weren't geological. We were being watched, and the land itself seemed alive. The line between science and the unknown was blurring. We logged what we could, but some things defied explanation. Out here, the impossible becomes routine. And the real mystery was just beginning. Antarctica was no longer just a place. It was an enigma. The official story? Antarctica is a scientific preserve, a place for climate research and international cooperation. Access is tightly controlled. Permits, environmental assessments, and strict movement tracking are the norm. Vast areas are off limits, labeled as specially protected areas, the stated reason to protect fragile ecosystems. But is that the whole truth? Why the intense secrecy? Why the military presence? McMurdo Station is more frontier town than research outpost with a heavy military-industrial footprint. These are permanent strategic installations, not just labs. Every strange sighting is dismissed. Lights in the sky are weather balloons, strange noises are shifting ice. The narrative is neat, tidy, and discourages questions. But for those who've been there, the explanations feel hollow. It's a well-rehearsed story protecting a secret far bigger than ice core data. The real Antarctica is hidden behind layers of bureaucracy and ice. The truth is buried, and only a select few know what's really at stake. The continent's greatest secret isn't what's on the surface, it's what lies beneath, and the world is not ready for it. What if the biggest secret isn't what's happening now, but what happened long ago? In 2016, NASA satellites found vast river systems, lakes, and geometric anomalies beneath the West Antarctic ice. Theories exploded. Could these be the ruins of a lost civilization? The Piri Reis map from 1513 appears to show Antarctica's coast, without ice. How? Some believe an ancient, advanced civilization mapped the world, wiped out by a cataclysm that flash-froze the continent. In 2009, scientists found pollen and evidence of ancient forests and ice cores. If there were forests, there were animals. And maybe people. Imagine a culture evolving in isolation, developing technology alien to us. What secrets might be frozen down there, waiting to be rediscovered? Such a discovery would rewrite history, and threaten the world order. Perhaps the hum we heard isn't modern, but an echo of the past, a power source from a lost world, still active beneath the ice. The implications are staggering. Antarctica's greatest secret may be its ancient past. The conspiracy theories don't just look to the past, they point to a sinister recent history. During World War II, the Nazis made multiple expeditions to Antarctica claiming territory, and some say building secret bases. After the war, the US launched Operation High Jump, a massive military operation led by Admiral Byrd. The official story, training, and equipment testing, but the mission was cut short, with classified casualties. Byrd reportedly warned of enemy fighters that could fly from pole to pole at incredible speeds. Rumors persist of encounters with advanced, disc-shaped aircraft. Did the Nazis find something already there? Did they perfect anti-gravity technology? Some believe the Antarctic Treaty is a truce, a cover-up to contain a threat no one could defeat. The military presence remains despite the treaty's ban on weapons. What was so terrifying that it forced Cold War enemies to cooperate? Antarctica's secrets are guarded by more than ice, they're protected by force. The question isn't just what's hidden, but who or what is being kept at bay. The real war may never have ended, and the world's most powerful nations are still fighting it, in the shadows. After the lights and the hum, a new paranoia set in, the feeling of being watched. It wasn't just the continent's indifference, this felt intelligent, flickers of movement at the edge of vision, a sense of being observed. Then, one morning, A perfect circle 20 feet wide melted into the snow outside our camp. No tracks, no explanation. The snow inside was melted, the ground beneath still frozen. It was as if a column of intense heat had been directed from above. We had no equipment capable of that. It was a message: we are here, we see you. The psychological toll was immense. Trust eroded. Was the static on the radio just static or something listening in? The isolation and unexplained phenomena breed paranoia. Who are the Watchers? Descendants of a lost civilization? Extraterrestrials? Or something else? Whatever they are, they seem content to observe, for now. Every mission becomes a potential first contact scenario, and we are wandering into their territory, blind and unprepared. Antarctic history is filled with tragedy, but some stories defy explanation. Entire well-supplied research camps have vanished without a trace. The official records list them as lost, presumed dead, but details are often sealed for national security. In 1978, a Soviet team near the Gamburtsev Mountains disappeared. No tents, no vehicles, no equipment, just smooth, undisturbed snow. No tracks, no distress call, no sign of struggle. It was as if they'd been surgically removed from the earth. Rescue teams found nothing. The incident isn't isolated. Similar stories circulate among polar veterans. Teams investigating magnetic anomalies or subglacial heat sources never heard from again. Were they taken by the Watchers? Did they stumble upon something forbidden? Perhaps they weren't killed, but recruited, or taken for reasons we can't comprehend. The idea is terrifying. Antarctica's dangers aren't just passive. There may be an active, intelligent threat. The continent doesn't just swallow you, sometimes it takes you, and the world is left with only questions. In Antarctica, disappearance is more than a risk. It's a mystery, and the answers are buried deep. We came back with more questions than answers. Our data, radar anomalies, magnetic fluctuations, the subglacial hum, was quietly classified. The official response inconclusive, requiring further study. It was a warning to stay quiet. Antarctica is a continent of contradictions. Governed by peace, guarded by military, shrouded in secrecy. The sheer volume of conspiracies all point to a single truth. We are being lied to about what's at the South Pole. The secrets are protected by more than treaties. They're locked beneath miles of ice. But the ice is melting. Climate change may force the secret into the open. What happens when ruins emerge from the glaciers? When hidden entrances are exposed? The cover-up cannot last forever. Is Antarctica a continent or a capstone hiding something beneath? Is it a gateway where the veil between realities is thin? We went looking for answers but found only deeper mysteries. The truth is down there, waiting. And the day is coming when the ice will no longer hold it back.